Hey folks, two Ubers hanging out on my phone again. Please don't leave a mess. No fighting, no drug use unless you're sharing. Welcome back to Outer Heaven Tactical. I am the Outlaw, the last Oregonian Outlaw. And today we are doing a review on the Herrington Arms HCEC, the compensator for the Springfield Echelon, which has been a long time coming. First, I want to give a shout out to Herrington Arms for sending me the uh, the products that they did. I was using them actually for another project of mine. I had first talked to them and heard about this from them in October of 2023, and they said then that it was only just a couple months away. That didn't happen, which is great because they wanted to really make this as good as they could get it, and they went through many iterations with changing port sizes and design work and all that until they got it to be at maximum efficiency while also being at maximum reliability. They didn't want to sacrifice any reliability, which with the size of their side ports is awesome. Every other manufacturer that I've talked to about their compensators and about their side ports, Rook Precision, Springer Precision, even Patriot CNC, they all have much smaller side ports. And I pretty much got the same answer from all of them, and that was that they didn't find enough of a difference in the side port size to really make a difference and continue and keep reliability. Well, Herrington Arms, they found, you know, the bread and butter, the cherry spot on large side ports, large angled side ports, and reliability, because the side ports, they don't just do, you know, they're not just venting or anything. Especially when they're angled like this, they are acting as a muzzle brake, and a muzzle brake is going to slow down the linear force of the slide as it hits your hand, and that's what starts making the muzzle rise. So the muzzle rise, you know, the top port pushes the muzzle down, and those side ports, what they do is they slow down that slide so it doesn't have as much of a slam into your hand, so you have a less felt recoil. Combine that with a heavier recoil spring, and you've got yourself a pretty soft shooting gun. So finally, they have released this, and I can just go ahead and spoiler alert: it is the best compensator on the market right now for the Springfield Echelon by a very small margin. It and the one by Rook Precision have really about the same amount of muzzle rise reduction. They're really just within a couple percentages, and like one or two. But where the Herrington beats it is with those large angled side ports. It is a much softer shooting compensator. It's literally with the OEM recoil spring. It's literally like shooting a 380, or actually I liken it more to a 5.7. It's more like shooting a 5.7. It's very soft in hands. It's very nice, and it's very enjoyable to shoot. It's very enjoyable to shoot fast, and I like shooting it fast. The design is it's a little plain Jane for Herrington. Usually they have some lightning cuts of some sort, some grooves and stuff like that, and in this they kind of went really simplistic, which is cool. You know, I definitely like that, but I feel like they could have done a little more just to kind of accent the Echelon a little more, because when I look at the video footage and stuff of it, like it sort of doesn't really match up all that well, and that's because the sidelines here, and the sidelines, they're probably trying to cut costs a little bit, and instead of opting to machine some grooves for the slide rails on the Echelon, like some of the other compensators, they went ahead and skipped all that and just made the line higher there, so that it just completely cleared the rails, and that kind of sets it off, you know, on the gun, because it looks like it's sitting higher than other compensators, and it just leaves a weird open space, a weird filler space there that needs to I feel like needs to have something in there, some kind of angle or something like that. And you know, even like the angles up on top and everything's just straight, flat, and there's no real contour to it. No futuristic, you know, cybernetic sort of like what we got going on with the Echelon. But it's still, regardless of looks, it does a fantastic job at what it's supposed to do, and that is muzzle rise reduction and mitigating the felt recoil in the hand. So the Herrington Arms HCEC comes in at $89.99. You can get it in black or flat dark earth, and perfect or blemished. And I've gotten one blemish comp from Herrington Arms so far, and I was looking for the blemish, obviously, and I couldn't find one. So, you know, I'm sure they scrutinize them much more, obviously, because I couldn't find the blem. But, you know, so, you know, it's a way to save a little money. They're $69.99 when they do have them. So it is made out of high quality 775 aluminum, and it's coated with either the flat dark earth Cerakote or a black anodized finish that is a type 3 hard coat. And obviously it goes with 9mm, the threaded barrel, the 1/2x28. It pairs with the OEM threaded barrel just fine, perfectly. Now, they say when you install it, to take it all the way down and then unturn it one time so that it just has a slight gap. I run it all the way up against the slide. It is a very flat face on the back of it, and I have not had any issues with it marring or ruining the finish on my Echelon, which I don't have a finish on it anymore because I stripped it off because it looks really awesome with the gunmetal gray. It does use 2 set screws. They are steel replacement 832 set screws. They're right there on the side, like a lot of them. That's why I really liked the Rook Precision, because it has the underneath angled so that you don't see them. And I feel like Herrington could have done that with this, with the way they did their side groove to clear the slide rails. They could have put the set screws up underneath there, but they opted not to, which is, you know, it's fine. I believe this is the shortest compensator on the market right now, and coming in at 1.08 inches, which is a nice thing, because all the Springer's really long. The Rook is long too, but the Rook is the best looking compensator in my opinion for the Echelon. But it is also not as long as Springer. Now, they aimed to obviously make this extremely reliable, and reliable it is. I had 3 problems with the first mag that I ran with 115 grain ammo, and that was, I don't know what the issue was, but I had 3 failure to extracts in that first mag, and then after that, not a hiccup. And it's been flawless ever since, and the performance is unmatched. It is definitely the best on the market, just by a small margin. Like I said, it's tied with Rook for the muzzle rise reduction, but as far as how it feels in the hand, the felt recoil, it's definitely the softest shooting comp by a good margin. You can almost match it by adding a heavier spring to some of the other compensators like the Rook, but it's not quite like this. I mean, those big side ports are really doing a lot of work, and especially with the larger gun, with the larger slide, I don't feel like side ports are as necessary with like micro compacts and stuff, because they have a lighter slide, so therefore they don't have as much felt recoil, and you're really trying to tame the snappiness, the muzzle rise on them. But, you know, neither here nor there. Definitely works better on a larger gun with a larger slide. So 100% reliable, except for those first 3 shots. Like I said, I don't know what it was. You know, it might have been this. I was using the OEM spring, and it was a brand new one from Springfield, so that's probably what it was. It just needed some time to work in. But throughout the board, 115 grain, 124, 147, it's been great. Obviously, it really shines with like plus P or 124 grain hollow points. And then that's when it really just keeps it low, and you can see in some of this footage here, like how flat it shoots. Like, it's the dot just stays right on point, barely moves off the target. Bill drills all day, the size of my fist at 10 yards in under 2.5 seconds, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I do wish, like I said, they would have done a little more with the looks, but you know, it's still a fantastic compensator. You're getting a lot for $89.99, except for the looks. Sorry, guys. So all in all, I absolutely fully recommend the HCEC if you're looking to get a compensator. Now, you know, if you want to have something with a little more better looks, I'd go with the Rook Precision, because the performance is, you know, it's pretty close as far as, you know, the muzzle rise and stuff like that. But the Echelon definitely, you know, or the HCEC definitely has, you know, the softer shooting of the bunch. You know, it looks pretty good, but I think that's one of the biggest downsides to it is it's a little plain Jane, and the lines don't quite match up, and I feel like they just could have done more with it, especially with all the time that they took to design it and test it and everything like that. Like, which is great. You know, I'm glad for the reliability and for all the performance that they squeezed out of it. But I feel like, you know, they could have put a couple more little lightning cuts or something in there just to give it a little extra sex appeal. But other than that, you know, it's fantastic. I haven't had any issues with it untiming. I'm not a fan of set screws myself. They do mar up my barrel, and they do like to come undone, and they're really easy to strip if you Loctite them. So what do? You know, I usually just Loctite the barrel. That way it doesn't really come off and anything like that. But you know, so that's pretty much my biggest gripe was, you know, the looks. But other than that, you know, it's a fantastic comp. I absolutely, you know, recommend it if you're out there and you're looking for one for the Echelon. You know, the other big plus was it is the shortest of the bunch, and it's very lightweight too. You don't really feel it on the end of it. So it's definitely worth the money, you know. And you know, if you guys would, you know, there's a button like right here. So like this one, okay, the thumbs up, and then subscribe this one over here. And I gotta tell you guys again, you know, if you're gonna be hanging out my phone and you're making a mess and you're smoking dope and whatever you guys are doing, okay, the least you could do is the buttons, okay? And also, I have like 160 some subscribers, guys. And so every one of my videos that I release, I should absolutely have 168 likes. I like all your guys' shit sometimes. But yeah, so, you know, it's pretty easy and it's free. So I'd appreciate it. I would definitely love to get to 1,000 subscribers by, you know, the early 2025, sometime first quarter 2025. That'd be great. So, because, you know, donations are accepted. We pull out here in Southern Oregon. Hey, and don't forget, folks, you're not going to have anything left if you keep giving up all your rights. All right? Come to Outer Heaven, where we 1A all day about our 2A. All right, so I love you guys. I hope you all have a great, wonderful day wherever you're at, and I'm going to get back to shooting, and I hope you enjoyed the video and all of the footage with the slow-mo and everything and all that stuff. So you guys have a great one. Later.